Good morning, evening, everybody, and welcome to another live meeting, this time on December the 22nd. This will probably be our last of the year, although we will hang out a couple times. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Acadia network upgrade, what it means for Acadia and Zel nodes. We have a big ZelCore release to discuss, and we have Tadeusz here to talk about the few key features of that. We're also going to have an update on the pools and mining wallets updates. And if you keep an eye out, there'll be a video in about 2 hours' time, another live from Vilke Lorideep, who's going to be talking a little bit about Acadia in more detail. Today, we're going to go over it and sort of what the average user needs to know about it. So in the ZelCore release, codenamed Papaja, Tadeusz, do you want to talk a little bit about it, or do you want me to take that?
Hello everyone, Merry Christmas. So first off, you have coin switch available. It's like you are used to shapeshift, changely. Coin switch is another provider that is which through you can switch coins. There is a lot of coins. I think the most actually is available through coin switch, but the minimum limit of trading is quite high, about $180, which may be a bit bad for some people. Another big news for this release is proxy servers. What it does is that it proxies all your traffic of ZelCore through one specific server, either Prague or St. Petersburg, Frankfurt, or some American servers. So you are always connecting to just one central server. So if you are in countries such as Russia or China, you may have previously experienced some problems obtaining transactions or fiat rates, balances, etc. That may be because your government is blocking some IP addresses. So if you're from Russia, try connecting to Singaporean server or Prague server, and you should be out of these issues.
It's a really awesome piece to sort of enable better freedom, as Tadeusz put in his tweet this morning. And it's quite a big step in the right direction. I think we are the only wallet that supports built-in proxies. Other than that, there are a few other features, right, Tadeusz? Updated binaries for a few coins.
Just minor tweaks, mainly supporting sublink releases. So we are ready for Komodo, ZelCash, Zero, Snowjam, and we'll be ready for others as well, because yeah, it's now easy for us to support.
The back end is all clean and sorted. Brilliant.
Stuff.
Also, quite a cool feature is the interest claim through the lock time transactions on Komodo. That's been added as well. Quite a nice little feature. So Gama's now not the only wallet that supports that.
Interest claim has not been added. It will be added in the probably next release.
Okay, so it's getting ready.
Preparation, yeah. So
okay.
By default, we are sending transaction with lock time specified to 0, so no lock time set. But to claim Komodo interest from transactions, you need to have specified lock time. So we have enabled that feature for Komodo, and when you send out of ZelCore, you can be sure that you can claim the interest from those transactions as well now. Good.
Great. And this has been fully released across all platforms, iOS, Android, and all the desktop platforms as well. Quite a nice little big release. Daniel, do you have anything else to add?
No, the only other thing I wanted to add was the fact that I'm not exactly sure how many coins we pushed out, but I think we're very, very close to 100 coins almost.
It's
very
exactly
close
99. Yeah, it's exactly
99. 99. So by the time we have our next release, we'll have over 100 assets, which is absolutely staggering. So that's some. If you want to see the full release, you can go to the website and you can see exactly the release notes and what coins were added as well. It's been listed on Twitter.
Great. Daniel, do you want to talk a little bit about proof of review and the great work you and Coach have done on getting that sorted?
Yeah, so I'm not going to dive real deep into this because I actually did something that I never did before, and that was I actually put a video together that's going to go over and highlight proof of review and what that means to the project and kind of how to look at it. But just a real top level kind of overview is proof of review is complete, it can be viewed on their website. We also linked it through Blockfolio, Delta. Pretty much every platform has it now. You can see it on Twitter. This is a review of the team. It reviews the project overall, holistically looks at it, makes sure that everything, all the I's are dotted and the T's crossed. And I think we really passed with flying colors. We are officially tier 3 verified, so that means that we met all the pieces to their requirements. And very professional team too, by the way. I got to mention that really was a good process. They are very thorough, almost a bit like being interrogated, but it was all for the good of the project, and we actually enjoyed the process. They made it very, very nice. If you want to check them out, go check out Proof of Review, and they have some other projects there that are listed as well.
Great. So we've already talked about CoinSwitch, and next we have what is Acadia. So Acadia is our network upgrade, our second one after our Argo swap, but really our first network upgrade. It brings all the new code pretty much from ZelCash's Overwinter and Sapling, and we'll have Luddy Deeb, the developer that's been working on Acadia, with us, and on later on in about 2 hours' time to talk in depth about the specifics. But a basic overview today, if you want to jump in at any point, it means a few different improved features, such as bug fixes. So some pool operators are going to be thankful for this. Reduce the size of their wallet.dApp. It offers replay protection, and all that really means, it's a word that's thrown around quite a bit, but really all it means is protection for network upgrades. And it means that transactions can't be replayed on different, can't be rebroadcasted and replayed on different chains. Transaction expiry is being improved, and there's a better sort of scheme for network upgrades. So we've all brought that in, and that's from the great guys at ZelCash that have been working on Overwinter and Sapling. So Sapling brings vastly improved Z-address processing and performance, also a decoupling of the construction of zero-knowledge proofs, I believe. So really what that means is we're getting very close, and technically it's possible, which means the libraries we built for mobile ZK Snarks transactions, if I am correctly informed today-ish. And sort of what that means is a world where we get closer to being able to actually utilize Z addresses more commonly than we use T addresses. And it's an interesting ecosystem that ZelCash are getting close to with their development. So yeah, I think the performance improvements like 10x or something like that, which is great. So we'll have Luddy Deeb on later to talk about that in more detail. Basically, for the average user, if you're using ZelCore, nothing to worry about, just make sure you upgrade. For your web wallet users, Copay users, today, should we talk a little bit about how that's working? If not, I'll fill that in. So the web wallet's been updated and it's fully Acadia compatible. So you need to worry about that. And then for Copay, we are...
I was muted.
Oh, great. Sorry. Go ahead. You've been working on Copay and the web wallet, so if you just want to fill people in.
Yeah, so ZelCore is already upgraded to Acadia, and it's Acadia ready, both the light version and the full version. Web wallet version has been released today, so it is as well Acadia ready. Plus, there is now a feature for importing Copay addresses, so you just type in your Copay secret phrase, and you have access to your Copay wallet via a wallet. Swing wallet will be released in very few days. It is already pushed in master branch. You can build it yourself, and you are basically Acadia ready. But the installer will be coming in 2 days time. Regarding Copay, this is being worked on, but we are not sure if it's gonna work. So yeah.
Potentially we'll announce that in the next live meeting if support for Copay is ended. But I believe today she's worked on a feature for the web wallet, right? So you can import your Copay into...
Yeah, we are trying to get Copay ready on time. If you don't manage, you can use the web wallet to access your copay, but hopefully it'll be ready.
Just noticed that was a little mistake there. The network upgrade is set for around January 12th. That's block 250,000. It's actually exactly 125,000 blocks after our first network upgrade, which was at block 125,000 or so. So just a cool little fact. That's why we picked it as well. I think the best thing to do will to have Lloyd Deeb come on later and talk in greater detail on the subject. He's got quite a few notes lined up for that. So doesn't want to get into the weeds with it. Definitely do. And then in terms of pools for miners, we know that CoinBlockers has updated. I believe Vordir has updated. I'm talking with Equipool at the moment, and a few of the smaller ones have also updated. We'll publish a list in the next live meeting and in the announcements. You keep an eye on that on all the pools that have already updated and are Acadia ready. Dan, do you want to talk a little bit about the roadmap if possible?
Yes, sir. So we do have some updated roadmap and timeline. So the ZelCash network upgrade, Acadia, as Miles just referred to, he went over all the pieces that were completed and awaiting the fork date. The first live testnet of the Zelnode infrastructure is now live. So unless you've been living under a rock, you've been seeing the commits from the GitHub library, and you would know that we are in phase 2, which we'll talk a little bit about that, getting ready to move into phase 3. So the next slide will have a couple bullet points. We'll talk about that as a little bit more. The new UI for ZelCore was complete. That's out. The live testnet release for Zelnodes will still be on the live net release of the Zelnodes will be on the first anniversary of ZelCash on January the 31st. We are currently in open beta development on ZelX. We are running it on a closed infrastructure, and we have a beta group test that's currently testing it. So that's in a closed beta now. We'll eventually open that to an open beta where we'll extend invitations to trusted members of the community to give us input about UI and so on and so forth before that's ready. Obviously, the ZelX release will be after the nodes are in place, and any infrastructure updates or anything that needs to come in that first round for nodes. Project M is continuing to test, and we've pushed that date back to January, February timeframe, mostly because we want to focus on the node structure. This current release, and of course, Overwinter and Sapling, the Acadia upgrade were priority, and now the nodes are there as well. So we're still looking at Project M, but we're not necessarily. That's not a priority to us now. We want to make sure we get the nodes done and actually get ZelX up as well. And the release of crypto node support has been moved. We've postponed that till after the node release. So it's on the radar. It's actually Trunk might be able to speak more to it himself, but it's there. It's ready. There's a couple components we have to work on that we're gonna push back till we're done our node infrastructure update. Next slide.
Sure, I can update what's going on with CryptoNode coins. We officially support Kryptonite version 6.7.8, and the reason why we don't support Monero is that Monero forked in October time to version 9 with their bulletproofs, and we can't construct bulletproof transactions yet. So it is quite tricky because it requires some precompiled JavaScript, which is like 3 megabytes file, and yeah, we want to avoid it. Yeah, you just can't construct.
It was kind of really, it was some really unlucky timing as well, because I believe today I should just got V8 working.
2 weeks.
Yeah. And we couldn't release it.
This game.
Yeah, we couldn't release it because we only had a 2-week time frame to actually run it, because the update was already announced. And the issue with Monero, it's an issue and not an issue, right? It's super decentralized, the development of it. And there aren't many JS libraries that are fully supported for Monero. I don't even think there is one now. Correct me if I'm wrong.
There's just one from my Monero core team.
Okay.
This is the only JavaScript library and the only web wallet, and I guess most people just using full node wallet stuff because Monero is very privacy coin and
Yeah, it's for the more hardcore user for sure. Okay. Cell nodes update phased roll out. Daniel, do you want to quickly brush over these, or I can? Basically, with Zel nodes, testnet's live. This is a separate testnet to the Acadia testnet that's running. There'll be the ability for sporks, meaning that on the node side of things, code can be added and sort of doesn't necessarily result in a hard fork for the network completely, which is great for consistent updates on a level like this. And the next step is going to be getting the first node communicating on the testnet network and getting that sort of connection of, nodes being able to speak to each other basically in the high level overview sense. Once that's done, we'll be expanding the RPC calls and bringing beta testers onto the closed testnet. Again, the same sort of trusted community members.
Yeah, and if you're interested in actually doing that, you can reach out to, just reach out to me. I would volunteer Parker because he's not here, but I won't do that to him. So you can reach out to me and I'll make a list. So we want to make sure that we test it before we, obviously before we go live. So if you want to be a participant in that, please reach out to me.
Great. The foundation kind of speaks for itself. We're still looking for ledger integration. If anyone wants to be doing that, the grant's open. If you have a proposal or you want to, something else at the foundation to have a grant open for, or any other suggestions, you can actually use the channels that are at the bottom of the Discord group, or you can DM Parker and Daniel as well. And there's the classic sort of any grammar and punctuation you guys find, there's always a little kickback for those as well, for any of those that you snag. So we have our usual Q&A. That's going to be over on Discord. I'm going to quickly try and hop onto YouTube and just answer some questions that may have come through. Just one moment here. What have we got?
Miles, before you close, I just want to tell everybody, from our team to all of the community members, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and this will be our last live event for the year. This was a pretty big release, and the guys need a little bit of family time too. So we'll look forward to after the first of the year getting ramped up for nodes and for ZelX and all the other pieces of the puzzle. So, man, we're not even a year old yet, guys, and we've done a lot. So, Merry Christmas, guys, and Happy New Year's.
Yeah, I'd second that. It's been an awesome 11 months so far. It's been an amazing journey for myself, and I think the rest of the team. Today, if you can offer any closing words as well, it's been awesome. The team we have and the community we have is absolutely brilliant. Even in the downturned market, we're still developing, we're still going forward, we're still even expanding the team in some areas, and development hasn't slowed. It's been awesome so far, and yeah, I can only thank the rest of the guys and you, the community. Very, very grateful for the opportunities that we have and where we are right now.
yeah, I would like to also thank the community for the amazing support we are receiving from you. Every feedback we are receiving, we highly appreciate it, and we are here for you guys. So Merry Christmas and enjoy holidays and Happy New Year.
All right, guys, we'll jump on the Q&A now in Discord, and then we'll probably have, in terms of events, there'll be another live meeting just after New Year's. We'll announce that, and we'll also do a live stream and Q&A actually with the community on the Acadia activation, and then we'll also talk later about anniversary details as well as we get into January. So from everyone at the core team and the rest of the team at Zel, thank you for an amazing 2018. It's been awesome. Happy holidays and have a great new year. Bye-bye.